Jalon, what has this adjustment period been like for you, leaving home, coming to college, and how is it getting situated here at UNC football the last couple weeks?
It's good. It's good. It's definitely different because you have to adjust to having more freedom, but it's a lot more to do. But it's a great change. I would say it's the best for me.
Okay, so not missing high school yet?
No.
Jalon, who in your, I guess, kind of position group in that defensive back room have you gotten to know so far? Like, who have you that's returning? Like, who are some of the guys that you've gotten to meet, got to know?
I would say all of them. There are some that I talk to more, others like Stick and Will and Huzzy. But all of us are really like, they all welcome us in like as their own and as brothers.
Okay, so you're pretty much going to be, mostly working out at safety, mostly playing safety?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And when in your football playing career did you become, full-time at safety? Like, some guys play different positions coming up, figure out until some mistakes. When did it become, safety's a full-time thing for you?
Really, when I came here in high school, I played corner, nickel, and safety.
Man, big corner.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness. Jalen Ramsey corner. I mean,
I was all over the field, but it was really when I came here, when I came to playing safety full time.
Did you ever play offense at all in high school?
No.
Never played offense?
No.
Okay.
We had a lot of good players. So I didn't play.
let's talk about that track background. And it's okay to brag on yourself because some of us are quite slow.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that like? You were a junior Olympian, right? Like,
Yeah.
just tell us all about growing up and what were your events?
I ran the 100, 200, 400, and the 4x1 and 4x4.
Okay, so a lot.
Yeah.
And how did that? Did you like doing that? Did you see yourself possibly as a track guy for your future?
I did. I had flashes of it, but I knew football was my main sport, and I wanted to run track to get better for football. I knew track would put me in the best position. So yeah, I knew it would help me get to where I'm at.
Did any of those rivalries from the football field, like just in your area growing up, did they spill over to the track and field track?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I mean, I know that usually happens sometimes with football guys and track guys. Like, what was that like? And
Yeah.
what were those competitions like?
It was very intense because Orlando's a real tight space, and all the schools are known, and all the people from the schools know each other. So rivalries from football, we go to track and basketball,
Yeah.
and other sports. So yeah, it was very competitive in Orlando.
What would you say your best event was and why?
I would say the 100.
Okay, just straight sprint, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Straight, and you gotta get it. You moving. Get out and start and keep it up. Whoever gets there first.
Is that a different level of maybe nervousness or anticipation when the starter pistol is getting ready to go off, as opposed to maybe playing a football game? Like, what are the similarities or differences when it's just like you and the guy beside you and who's faster?
I feel it's more. You can be more nervous because in track you get one shot at the event, one time, and just one race. But in football, if you mess up, you can come back the next play and make up for it. As well as track, you have to come back the next week. But then again, you have a whole nother week to train and cover your mistakes and get better than that.
Jalon, I also wanted to ask you as well, going off that a little bit. You mentioned, wanting to do track to, enhance your football ability. Obviously, you do have to be fast to play, especially if you're playing safety. But were there other, I guess, elements of, the track experience that kind of, helped you as a football player?
Yes, I would say reaction time, because there's the gun, and you have to get out as fast as you can, and turnover speed and holding it. I would say that helped. And also conditioning. Track conditioning is very hard. That helped.
Yeah. How much? So coming up in Orlando, how much did you know about UNC football?
My family has always been a UNC fan, but it really isn't that big because living in Florida, it was either FSU or Florida Gators, UCF because we live in Orlando.
Yeah.
It was really those main two, FSU and UF. But it's been a part of my life.
Were people back home surprised that UNC was recruiting you? Or what would you say, you guys have been UNC fans? Is that what you said?
There have been fans, but not as big as Florida schools fans. But
Yeah.
it wasn't that big of a shocker. But it was me and my family knew it would be the best fit for me coming to UNC.
Yeah.
You said they were fans. Was it the basketball appeal that maybe lured them in initially?
That's a good point.
I would say the branding, the school as a whole, because they knew it was a really good school, and the all sports aspect, football and basketball, kind of drew them in.
It's one of those schools that when you turn on the TV, excuse me, when you turn on the TV, you don't have to look at the screen to see what school is playing. You automatically know when they're playing because they're completely recognizable because of the brand that you said. Did that kind of help? Does that make it seem like a bigger deal when you go to a school that has such a huge brand like that?
Yes, it could be a factor because when you go to a branding that's a bigger school, it helps you get out there more and get more competitive because you're around better people and people that are helping you upgrade your play.
How do you stack up as a fast guy? How do you stack up with the fast guys on this team? Like, can you who's the fastest? And
I'm not sure who's the fastest, but I'm sure I can be up there with them. I can compete with just about anybody.
okay, fair enough.
What are your GPS numbers? Have you done that yet?
No.
They have it in the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gotten some GPS numbers at like 21.
They used to put it on the scoreboard in the indoor. You know what I mean? Like who had the fastest.
We haven't got that yet.
So what are you doing to get ready for spring mentally? Because you're going to be out there doing something you haven't done before at that level, and then not long after it'll be the physical part. So how do you get yourself mentally ready for that aspect of college football?
Getting ready for it, I think, first, you're right, you have to get ready for the mental aspect. You have to get adjusted to, all right, this is not high school, this is college. Especially at a big time level, you have to get adjusted to the speed of the game and the complexity of it. And coming in from high school, you're not going to be as big as the other guys who've already been there. So you have to get used to going against people that are bigger than you, stronger and faster than you.
And you're doing a lot of work now. So
Yeah.
how much is that helping you adjust past whatever that mental hurdle might be for some guys when they're brand new?
It's helped a lot. Because then you get to see, you get to compare yourself to other guys and how you can reach to that point, and how long it could take you, or where you could be used in that stance, or how you could line up against with somebody.
There's a lot of DBs in this room picking up what Adam was saying. Who's the fastest? Of all the guys that are talking to us today, you're the fastest?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I gotta do that.
The Ty White dude seemed pretty confident too.
Are you throwing down a challenge?
I'm always down for competition.
What we need a social media video of the challenge.
Or you could do it as an NIL event too.
Do it some
Yeah, you could raise money. Yeah.
Get someone sponsored.
Do they? Go ahead. Go
I'll go
ahead.
back to your recruiting. Is it true that you were offered at a Carolina camp? Is that, or what was
Yes.
that process like? So explain that to me.
So I came up to a camp and we did the drills and it was a great experience coming up and going against other guys, and I stood out above others, and Coach Brown felt like I was a good fit for the school and he offered me on the spot.
Was that even in the back of your mind that you were going to get offered that day, or what was your thoughts coming in?
That was the goal coming in, to get already offered. But it was times where, because everybody messes up, it was times where like, dang, I don't know if I'm doing well enough, but
Yeah.
I meted his expectation to get an offer.
Do you remember him saying anything that you did specifically that stood out for you to get the offer or anything?
I would say how I carried myself. He said how I carried myself after messing up and coming back and getting it right again and making up for my mistakes.
Did he say anything about how fast you were?
Yes, he did. He said I was.
Was that June 22?
Yes, it was in June.
I remember you were offered a camp. I was trying to think if it was June of 22. I think that's when it was. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ty was saying that that he had noticed, and especially the older guys that have been here for a couple years have noticed a difference in personality between Coach Collins and Coach Chizik. Collins, kind of a fiery psycho, a bit of a dude, and Chizik being more maybe laid back and quieter. Is that something you've just picked up on knowing both guys now, like the differences in personality?
Yes, I say Coach Collins is definitely more energetic than Coach Chizik. They're both great coaches, but they both have two different personalities. But yeah, Coach Collins is more interactive and actually talking to the players, and Coach Chiz does too. But I haven't really been around Coach Chizik a lot, but Coach Collins definitely comes off more energetic or has more of a personality.
Yeah, Ty was saying like maybe one of the first practices Collins was screaming and he like kind of stood up straight like, oh man, he's really laying into us a little bit. Is that something you noticed the volume maybe?
Yeah, he's more well spoken. He talks. His voice carries a lot. That's the different thing. His voice carries a lot. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
What's
echoes.
your weight right now? What's your goal weight?
I'm 188, 189 right now, and my goal weight is 190. Being able to carry.
So you're about there. When you arrived?
I came in 178. Yeah.
So everyone's put on about 10, 11, 12
Yeah.
pounds. Some guys said it's been a little bit harder because they have to force themselves to eat.
Yeah.
You have to force yourself to eat?
It's times because when we first came in, it was a lot of eating to the point where you could get tired of eating. But more that you do, you get adjusted to it. You get used to the schedule of eating.
Is there something that you used to eat all the time that you love that you just have to stay with? You discipline yourself and stay away from that?
I would say candy and sodas. I stay a lot. I
What is
stay
your
away from
go-to
that.
candy when you're out there?
Go-to candy, I would say Sour Patch, watermelon Sour Patch.
I would imagine that messes up the speed a little bit.
Yeah, I had to drop it off.
Do they want
When
you
was the
at
last time you had that? Right before you got here?
Before bowl game.
Before bowl game? That's a good answer.
Yeah, like a week before bowl game.
do they want you at safety? Is
Yeah,
that
free safety? Yeah.
okay? And like you were saying with Will and Huzzy and Stick, like are those sort of the main dudes it's important to learn from? Like they're obviously older and they've been here a long time. Are those sort of the guys you try to listen to the most?
Yes. So Will and Stick, they're both free safeties. They've helped me get adjusted to the coverages and the assignments and alignments and knowing the reads to look for. Huzzy has helped me all around with technique and all that.
Yeah.
You know, we're not playing the same position. He's helped me a lot.
Is it difficult to learn? Like I'm sure high school is kind of a basic. I understand you played at a big level down there in Florida, but like is it a difficult learning curve?
I wouldn't say it's difficult. It could be difficult at times, but Coach Collins has made the call, so it's easy to learn. So we play at a fast pace and less thinking and more reacting, so we can play hard and fast.
The last thing I got for you, or we could go a long time on this, like, has your dad still got the drum major moves from his FAMU days?
He shows flashes of it, but it's been a while. But he still shows flashes of it. He's still athletic.
I mean, he must have really been able to, like, make it happen.
Yes, he is.
He's got the tapes and everything, like, pop.